Hey, what is going on, guys? It's DK back at you with another video here to break down the Monday Night Football Showdown slate between the Browns and the 49ers. A couple things before we get into the video. One, we're closing in on 750 subscribers now on this channel. It's just crazy to think about. Thank you guys all so much. If you're new to the channel, I hope you enjoyed the content. We got new videos up every single day talking NFL DFS as well as NBA DFS. I'll have an NBA preseason breakdown of the 4-game slate up after this, so be on the lookout for that. And then two, announcing the winner of my weekly giveaway. So I'm doing a weekly giveaway on my channel where all you have to do is leave a like and a comment in the one of my videos, and that's one comment one entry into the giveaway. And then however many videos up for the week, you can enter it that many times. So I had 7 videos up for this week, starting from my Monday night video last week, going until this video. And the winner, I did a random YouTube comment picker. The winner is James Ty. So if you want to either hit me up in the YouTube comment section or on Twitter, I can go ahead and give you that PayPal $20. So congrats on winning the giveaway, James Ty. This giveaway is going to continue though, like starting with this video, going throughout the week and ending in my Monday night video next week. You can enter however many videos up for the week. And yeah, so again, I'll announce the winner for that next week. And with that out of the way, let's jump into this Monday Night Football Showdown slate video. So before we jump into the prices, let's look at the spread right now. So it's currently sitting at 47.5 with a 4.5 point spread. The 49ers are favorites playing at home. Let's look at the snap counts, and for the 49ers, it's a complete mess. I'll tell you that. So Juszczyk's the fullback. Not really going to utilize. I mean, they will toss him a pass every once in a while, but really not utilized too much in the offense. Then you got Matt Breida, Raheem Mostert, and Jeff Wilson. And they also have TEVIN Coleman listed as questionable. They expect him to play. So it's really going to muck up the backfield. The wide receivers is just as bad with Marquise Goodwin, 67%, Deebo Samuel, 52%, Richie James, 35%, Pettis, 42%, Kendrick Bourne, 28%. They just signed Jordan Matthews as well, so that could add a 6th receiver into the rotation. So San Francisco is kind of a mess. They're utilizing so many players. And then tight ends, George Kittle's the one safe option. He's going to be out there basically the whole game. If we look at Cleveland, it's a little more clear here with Nick Chubb's obviously the lead back. He had a huge game last week, so I think he's going to be pretty popular this week. Hilliard picking up more of the reserve role, third down role, picking up 36% of the snaps there. Then it's Odell's going to be out there basically the whole game. Same thing with Jarvis. Damian Ratley's been playing the number 3 receiver, but we have RASHARD Higgins coming back. So RASHARD Higgins is most likely going to take over for that number 3 role. And then the tight end situation, Njoku's going to be out for a while. It's Demetrius Harris playing most of the snaps, but he's not the best pass-catching tight end. Then they have PHARAOH Brown and Ricky Seals-Jones. Ricky Seals-Jones probably the best pass-catching tight end, but only playing on limited snaps. So that's kind of a tough situation as well. So let's look into the prices, and we'll start at the top. So just briefly, after looking over this slate, there's 3 pretty safe captain choices in my opinion. Those 3 being Odell Beckham, Nick Chubb, and George Kittle, just because we know where the offense is coming from. Like for the Browns, we know it's Chubb, we know it's Odell, and for the 49ers, I mean, besides Kittle, everyone else is splitting the snaps. So it's really those 3 I think are the safest options. But yeah, Odell at the top at 10.4K. Had an off week there in week 4. So I think the ownership's going to drop on him a bit, but he has big play upside like he showed in week 2. I think a lot of the ownership and probably the safer option is Nick Chubb, just because he's guaranteed touches. He's getting utilized in the pass game too, which I really like. 4, 4, 7, and 4 targets the last 4 games. Got 20 carries there. Obviously, had the huge game, so I think he's going to be pretty popular. But yeah, Nick Chubb, it seems pretty safe there. As far as the 2 quarterbacks go, with Jimmy G and Baker Mayfield, both pretty solid. And over-under, again, sitting at 47.5. Usually in the higher over-under games, I want to try to get both quarterbacks. This one's kind of in the middle, leaning towards more of the higher side, though. But so Garoppolo and Baker Mayfield, definitely viable. Jimmy G hasn't really looked that great this year. Same thing with Baker. Both have kind of had down years to start. But I think there are some value guys we could give a look to, so you could play both quarterbacks if you want to. But yeah, both quarterbacks, I really don't have a strong lean either way. Both are, perfectly fine. George Kittle at 9K, again, I think he's the safest San Francisco 49er just because we know he's going to be out there the whole game. We know he's going to get targeted a bunch. They're going to utilize him in the red zone. So, again, I think he's the safest 49er here at 9K. Jarvis is 7.2K. He had the big week there in week 4. Odell obviously had the off week. Maybe the ownership goes up on Jarvis a bit. He did flash that he has upside still with 8 catches for 167 yards. But at 7.2K, I think he's priced fairly, and he seems, like a decent option here in the mid-range. And then we get to the 49ers. Oh boy, this is a mess. So like I said, the running back situation, it's a 3-headed monster with Breida, Mostert, and Jeff Wilson. And then they got Tevin Coleman probably coming back now. He's listed as questionable, but they expect him to play. So it's just a complete mess to try and figure this out. I guess if Tevin Coleman comes back, it's probably Jeff Wilson Jr. that gets the short end of the stick and gets pushed out of the rotation. I mean, unless they're really going to run a 4-man running back rotation, but that would be my best guess. My best guess. Now, Breida, Tevin Coleman, and Mostert of the 3. I think the most upside here is Breida, even though it's the most expensive. I just think he's the best back. Tevin Coleman's solid too, but again, coming back from injury, that does worry me a bit. So if I'm going to pick a back on the 49ers, it's going to be Breida. But yeah, it's really just tough to feel confident out of any of these backs because it's going to be a 3-headed monster most likely, possibly even 4 running backs. So it's really a messy situation. And the same thing goes to the 49ers wide receivers. Goodwin, Samuel, Ricky James Jr., Pettis, Bourne, and they got Jordan Matthews now possibly in the mix. Yeah, it's a headache to try to figure this out. Samuel's been okay here with, 3, 5, and 3 catches at 6.6K. That seems a little expensive, though. Marquise Goodwin does have the big play upside, but really, 1, 3, 2 catches, it's tough to decipher this for sure. Callaway for Cleveland, they expect him to be back, but only use him in a reserve role, so I really don't expect him to play that many snaps. At 6.2K is just a stay away. Yeah, Mostert would be probably going to be the number 3 back now with Tevin Coleman coming back, but still going to utilize a bunch. 13, 12 carries. I guess he's okay too. It's just really it's basically like a luck of the draw picking the right running back here for the 49ers. As far as the defenses go, 49ers at 4.6K, the Browns at 4K. Both are in play just because Jimmy G and Baker Mayfield have been turnover prone this year, so I'm not crossing out the defenses. Both definitely in play. If I'm going to lean one, I guess I would take the 49ers because they're at home. But yeah, definitely don't cross off the defenses. As far as the kickers go, never really have a strong lean, but both seem pretty safe. I mean, kickers usually get you, I would say 6 to 8 points on average. So they seem pretty safe as a cheaper option. Dante Pettis is another guy in that rotation for wide receivers, played on 42% of the snaps. He got hyped up in training camp a bit, but then didn't play really at all in week 1. I guess he's another guy you can consider. Ricky Seals-Jones, probably the best pass-catching tight end of the 3 Browns tight ends, but playing limited snaps. If I was going to take a shot on one of these tight ends, I still think it would be Ricky Seals-Jones because, again, he's the better pass-catching tight end. RASHARD Higgins, I do kind of like as a cheap option here. He's currently listed as questionable, but he practiced fully on Saturday, which leads me to believe he's good to go. And when he's healthy, he's always the number 3 guy, so I think that's going to bump Damon Ratley out of the wide receiver rotation and push RASHARD Higgins in at 2.4K. I think he's one of the better cheap options. It's just the concern is, again, he's coming back from an injury. We saw it with Sammy Watkins here in the Sunday night video. The game's still going on, but Sammy was coming back from injury and then pulled the hamstring, I think, and he's out for the game. So it's always a concern targeting those guys coming back from injury. Damian Hilliard, don't mind him actually here at 1.8K. He got a decent amount of work there with 36%. So Nick Chubb got almost 100% of the snaps in week 3. But Freddie Kitchens said he doesn't want that for Nick Chubb. So I think Hilliard's pretty safe for, 20 to 30%, I'd say. At 1.8K, he's a pretty decent pass-catching tight end, or running back. They'll bring him in for third down roles. So, yeah, I actually think he's a pretty solid option here at 1.8K. Ratley, again, I think I'm going to stay away with RASHARD Higgins coming back. I think he gets bumped out of the rotation. Richie James Jr., just another guy in that San Francisco rotation, listed at, 1K. He played 35% of the snaps. He's going to play in the slot. I don't hate it if you want to take a shot. Juszczyk, he's the fullback. He'll get, a catch every once in a while. I guess he can't completely cross him off, but I don't think I want to take a shot there. Jordan Matthews, I talked about him. They just signed him. Don't really know what the role is going to be like for him. If they add him to the rotation, there'll be 6 wide receivers in the rotation. So Demetrius Harris here at the flat minimum 200. He got the most snaps for the Browns tight ends at 67%. The issue is he's just really not the best pass-catching tight end, but he's going to be out there the most at 200. I guess he's worth a look. I mean, the min price if he's going to be out there most of the game. PHARAOH Brown's that other tight end too for Cleveland. Got one target there. Yeah, I mean, I guess someone pick him between a Cleveland tight end. I would lean towards Ricky Seals-Jones because he's the best pass-catching tight end, but really, he only played, again, 30% of the snaps. So it's just, this slate in general is kind of a headache to try to decipher. And then, well, there's one more receiver, KENDRICK BOURNE, playing at like 25% of the snaps. He's the flat minimum too. Yeah, it's just, like I said, this slate is really, really tricky just because San Francisco just spreads out the usage so much with different guys. But as far as captains go, really, again, I like Odell and CHUBB or George Kittle probably be the safest options. As far as riskier options, I don't mind Jarvis. If I was going to play a running back in this slate, a San Francisco running back, I should say, it would be Burrito. So I guess I don't hate him as a captain spot. But yeah, that's really it. I'm not really targeting any of these cheap guys. Now, can they get you there? Yeah, but it's just like so hard to try to decipher who's it going to be. So I'm probably just going to play it safe. Even if I play the slate, I might just pass on the slate just because, again, San Francisco is just so hard to try and figure out what the rotations are going to be. It's just the running backs are three-headed, possibly four-headed monster. They're wide receivers, 5, possibly 6 wide receivers in the rotation. So yeah, it's definitely tricky. But yeah, I think it's Odell, it's Nick Chubb, and it's George Kittle as captains that I think are the safest for the slate. Again, both quarterbacks, you can fit them in there if you take shots on these cheaper guys. But yeah, that's basically it. So I think that's new for today's video, guys. If you have been enjoying the content, I really appreciate it if you like this video and subscribe. If you have any questions, you can leave in that comment section down below. Again, if you want to be entered in the giveaway, you can leave a like and a comment and be subscribed to the channel. It's one entry in the giveaway. I will announce the winner of that for next week. And yeah, so that's it for this video. I will have a video up for the NBA preseason 4-game slate right after this, so be on the lookout for that. So thanks again for coming to check out the video, and I will see you guys then.